magnificent. Christina, I love you. Have a great evening. Love you. And look, have you heard from, I've got to get on another call at around 8:15.
It's at 8:30 now, and I'll send you the link.
All right. That's what I needed to know. Thank you. Don't forget my link. All right. Got it.
What are you doing?
I am going from one amazing Zoom call to another. Thank you.
The new normal.
My new normal. I should have stock in Zoom. I should have stock in Zoom.
We should have all went out and purchased it. We had one of our pastors, when all this started, he started investing in the company that makes the test kits for coronavirus.
Oh, you're kidding.
You're going to be a millionaire.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm trying to get an angle where I don't look so bad. I can't find the angle, sweetheart.
That's a good angle right there.
There has to be an angle that doesn't look as icky, but I can't find it.
It's quarantine time, Mama.
You're so nice, son. You're so nice. You're so nice. I love you.
Got a lot of cadre. You got a lot of cadre people jumping on, saying hi.
Oh my gosh.
Tommy Fusco says you never look bad.
No, he's so nice. So nice.
Yeah. So how have you've been dealing with the lockdown? You guys are on full lockdown, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it,
Yes, sir.
What does that look like for you?
Yes, sir. Hold on. I've just got somebody that's upset with me. Do you like my life here?
Yeah. What it's all about.
Ethan, do you happen to have Judy's number?
Let's see. Judy.
Or my phone? Oh, wait, don't. You do it if you haven't.
Judy.
Yeah.
Nope.
No? All right.
What up, Reggie?
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. I'll omit it all. Okay. Got it. I'm back again. Back. Yes, we're on full lockdown.
We're headed there, I think. I don't think we're far behind that. Of course, we're not, we're not Atlanta in San Angelo, Texas. So, we got 5 cases and they're already going, shut it down. So, which, hey, we get it. We're going to do what we got to do.
Everybody, what's Dallas doing? I mean,
they're locked down. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, Dallas is locked down. San Antonio's locked down. Houston's locked down. All those places. Lubbock, all of that. They're all shut down. So we're just a little bit behind that, which we understand. It's going to happen at some point. We're just kind of, bracing for it as much as possible, getting the we're essential stuff together. So, seeing what we can do. But that's just what we got to do, right? Connect with people as we can.
I think it is. I think it is. Who would have ever dreamed?
I know, right? It's insane.
Who would have ever dreamed? All good.
Do you have you started any kind of new habits as we've been quarantined? Like, what's your quarantine habit?
Well, I'm working. You don't want to know mine because I'm working from morning to late. It was interesting. I just did a cadre call because, of course, both of the first year cadres that were supposed to come in last week, Monday and Tuesday, and this week, Monday and Tuesday, had to be postponed. And so we were hosting a call with both of them on the Monday they were supposed to be here, just for all the obvious reasons. And it was interesting. Several people said the same thing, that we're experiencing the schedule's much more rigorous now. I mean, the question I don't want to be asked is, are you enjoying your free time? Because unfortunately, there's less than ever. It almost feels like 7 days a week, though everybody tells you to take a Sabbath, but I have wonderful bosses. They're the greatest in the world, for real. I have great bosses, but gosh, one of my senior pastor called while I was in the middle of the cadre call, and I was so scared because he never calls me. So I quickly answered and said, Pastor, I'm on a Zoom call. May I call you back? So he let me, and it wound up being nothing. So new habits, I don't know. Here's the simple one, Kasey. and this sounds so immature, I read Psalms 91 every morning aloud out of the Message Bible. And that sounds so simple.
No, it's
but it's a great proclamation that I pray over myself every single morning.
Yep.
And when it says the plague will not come near you, obviously, I'm not scared of the virus, but I'm saying in Jesus' name, it won't, that stuff's not coming near me.
Amen. So, no, you're
but
good.
This isn't a habit. This won't last long. This will not last long.
We last as long as you want to last.
No, I'm just saying this habit won't last long.
Oh, gotcha.
My team's been amazing to help me. I've done 2 TikToks on Instagram.
I saw that.
Yes. And so that won't last very long, but nonetheless, they're there.
We're not sustaining this.
Yeah, we're not sustaining this. Yeah.
Well, you looked awesome in them. I watched them.
You're nice.
Fun.
I worked very hard.
You hit the beats way better than I would have. So,
gosh, you're very nice. You're very nice. I won't tell you that I practiced a while for that. They were laughing. They go, Mom, this is not hard. And I go, okay, not for you. Let me practice for a minute.
It would be hard for me. Trust me.
Thanks. You're nice.
It would definitely be hard for me. I've started kind of just at like the 1-800 phone calls that people get all the time, like calling about my car warranty. I'm just talking to them. I'm like, hey, let's talk. Like, tell me about my warranty, please. How can we talk about this cruise that I've won?
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, or rationing toilet paper and talking to telemarketers now. So
you're so good.
Jesus.
Hey, somebody in the cadre just told me, not this cadre, but the last one, that they. Here, I'm going to see if maybe I can prop my phone. It's not quite high enough, so I'll keep holding it. It's all right. They had just saved a guy's life, and the wife handed the ENT and cadre a roll of toilet paper. So that's a good trade-off.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? It's
you got to do it. Yeah.
Hey, Mindy's going to come say hi to you real quick.
Mindy,
in the room, so she wants to pop in and say what's up.
I'm so happy. Hi. Oh, you look so pretty. You look way too good for the middle of all this silly stuff going on.
Quarantine, everything.
You look beautiful. Whatever quarantine is done, you look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, no, I don't.
Yes, you do,
I've been
Mom.
Zooming all day. I know what I look like. Unfortunately, this Instagram Live gives me the picture back. That's regrettable.
I think you can turn it to where it doesn't if you. I don't know. I don't know much about all this.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
With me
that's all right.
Oh, Caleb wants you to say hi.
Hi, Caleb.
Caleb, hi, Caleb. See, I want a text that says thanks for saying hi to me too, but that's all right. I'm being dumb.
Yeah, Caleb, what's up with that, dude?
Yeah, he's facing me. That's all right. He likes Mindy more than he likes me. That's okay.
I doubt that.
Hi. I got a hi. I didn't even get a hi, Mom. Hi, Jeannie. Nothing. Hi. That's it. All right. Got it.
Okay. I'm stepping out.
All right. You're the best. You're the best. Mom, thank you. Thank you. I got the mom then.
There you
thank
go.
You, love.
There you go. I think we got Chocolate Bears boys and all them joining in too.
Oh,
we got
so hope so.
On here. Got all our peeps.
I so hope so.
Yeah. So, hey, I wanted to ask you, so you've seen, I won't say the number of years you've been in ministry. I know you don't like people to say that. But, you've been in ministry longer than the rest of us. And so you've seen things come and go. And you've seen, obviously, no one's ever seen this, right? No one's ever seen churches shut down like this. No one's ever seen, waiting in line to get in a store and things like that. But we have seen other things come affect the church and affect all the things that we do. So is there something is there similarities in this or is it just so completely different that it's we're figuring everything out as we go? But have you seen any similarities with what's going on right now as opposed to other things that we've seen the church walk through?
Psychologist says a couple of things. I was a youth leader during 9/11.
Yeah.
And I find that humorous because probably a lot of people on this call were not born during 9/11.
Yeah, that's probably.
But I was running a youth group during 9/11. Counselors and psychologists said that the focuses of 9/11, what the youth and young adult culture dealt with was fear and anxiety. That was one, what they call emotional portal. And then the second one was loneliness and isolation. That was the second portal.
Yeah.
I've added the third portal, which is, I think, more COVID-19 because of the quarantine for many of us. And that would be isolation. That would be apathy and a sense of boredom.
Yeah.
Because especially you guys aren't quarantined yet, but the boredom factor, and of course, boredom and apathy usually don't take us to positive outcomes.
Sure.
And so that's the similarity is the first two emotional portals, which people would feel some level of anxiety if they're watching the news at all, or if they're, I mean, there's no way if you have a brain, you can say that this is worldwide and it's not of some concern,
Right.
whether it's your mom and dad lost their job or just, you have somebody in your family that their health is a little compromised and you
worried about that.
I mean, Josh, our oldest son, and he's great. So don't, anybody who happens to know him, there's nothing, he certainly doesn't have anything. He has an allergy induced asthma.
So do I.
This time of the year. And so he already had it before this hit. So my heart, I'm not anxious, but yet, of course, I'm calling to check on him, because I would know things would be more vulnerable. So I think all of those factors are there and very parallel to the other. The one thing that is not parallel on all the other, whether it was the 9/11s or the Great Recession, we were all told go on with life pretty quickly as normal. They would say have ball games, do everything to keep us busy. I can remember President Bush saying, get on airplanes, they're safe, go spend money.
Right.
Well, that's not at all what we're hearing now. We're hearing very different things. So historians tell me that this is going to be more significant than 9/11 was, which is very... Yes, it's because it's going to deal directly with more people. Obviously, the death count is higher already by a long stretch, but it is going to linger a lot longer. And they're saying because basic human nature is selfish. At least I know that about myself. And so they're saying it is going to linger and it's going to touch so many more people and linger so much longer that it will be much more what they call personally invasive. So they say this will take a much bigger segment in the history books than even 9/11.
Makes sense. Yeah, I was walking with the girls the other day. We have a little walking trail, so we're not completely shut down yet, but there are a lot of restrictions, obviously, but we still have a walking trail right behind my house, which is amazing. And I took the girls on that the other day and was just explaining to them how, because they're 8 and 4, and just explaining to them how you're living in what people are going to study in history books later on. Like this will be a big event in history books later on. Obviously if the Lord doesn't return before they get to write it in history books, but it's weird to walk through that and know that that's happening, and just the access to information right now, and all the stuff that we see and are reading about constantly. And, it's almost like minute to minute it changes. And
absolutely.
I can see how that would be anxiety inducing for most people. And so just piggybacking on that, what are some ways that maybe, I don't know that, what are some ways that maybe you deal with that anxiety, or some good ways that people can deal with that anxiety?
No, I hear that. I'll unpack for you what I do. And of course, I've got some teenagers and young adults that even before any of this happened has some challenges anxiety-wise. If you follow the stats, depression and anxiety have gone to an all-time high. And so if you follow that, even before this happened. So I'll unpack for me, but what I've done with some people up close to me. And I certainly, this is maybe 3 or 4 people.
Sure.
And I do it for myself. Took a simple old-timey remedy. I took index cards. I printed out in first person a few key scriptures that speak to faith over fear, to peace, all the ones. I put them, I look and see. Right now I'm hot on on the Passion Translation. I'm real crazy, but obviously they're not out in Old Testament. They got Psalms, Proverbs, Song of Solomon, and New Testament. For the others, I use the Message. I still love it, though I know it's not literal. And I went real old fashioned. I just, my printer doesn't print on little cards. I made little flashcards with 5 or 6 of those. And I gave that little package separately to 3 people struggling with anxiety. And I said, here's the only thing I'm going to ask. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes in the evening. And I put them, by the way, Kasey, like, I love to do in first person. I will fear not. For you, Lord, have called me by name, and I am yours. When I walk through the water, see, all in first person. And so I say, proclaim these over yourself, just 2 minutes every morning as you start your day out loud, even if it's a whisper. And then before you go to bed at night, what I know is happening. And it's interesting, the Old Testament guys were told to meditate on the Word of God day and night.
Yeah.
Because anxiety, again, you can't just say, don't be anxious. You have to fill that space with something else.
Yep.
And meditation is taking the same few scriptures, rolling them over and over in your mind. So that's what, for me also, it's what I mentioned before. My protocol, and it's so simple, is just opening up my Bible. I sure don't have it memorized. And I out loud, even if it's a whisper, if perhaps I'm trying to be quiet in the house because some other folks are still resting, I'm going to pray it over myself. First person again, but it's out loud, even if it's a whisper. Then secondly, for me, I have learned very much that gratitude and anxiety cannot live in the same place.
Okay.
So you often have heard me, Kasey, through the years talk about, and I don't do it all the time, but I'm back to doing it now. I have a gratitude journal, and it is so basic. And I haven't done it for quite a while, but I'm back doing it again. I need to focus on what's going right in my life because I've got some big challenges now. When you run 5 different ministries, I have some scary big challenges right now. And like I'm going to get off this call and go on to another Zoom call, probably be on there for 2 hours talking about the finances of one of the ministries I'm involved with. And nothing short of a miracle will make it all come together. Yep. But again, I have to find 3 things I'm grateful for every day. And I make my posts in there so brief. And I want to say that because I think we make certain rituals so tough we don't do them. So my posts are literally 3 quick things. This morning, I was thankful because it was sunny outside. We've had a lot of rain in Atlanta. I was thankful, and these all sound so ridiculous. I was thankful that I had quietly made the right call on postponing the cadre that was supposed to be in the door today. And then I wrote something personal about somebody in my life, and I won't share what that is. But gratitude and anxiety don't live easily together. Whatever you focus on, you're going to feel more of. And so that's number 2. Number 3, and everybody can make fun of me, so don't get off this call and make fun of me on this. My counseling and physiological background tells me if I do deep breathing, even for 5 deep breaths, 10 would be optimal, but 5 are great. I'm going to totally change what my body feels, what's going through my head. It doesn't take the anxieties away, but it makes it manageable because I'm slowing life down. So if I just, and this sounds so silly, but every good athlete knows the importance of taking a deep breath through your nostrils, count in your head to 10, then breathe out through your mouth, count 10, go real slow. And then I'm always saying, this is nothing. It's not like yoga. I have a mantra, and you have to choose what mantra feels good to you. For me, it is Jesus wins.
That's good.
Jesus wins. Slow. And that may sound so simple, Kasey, but all the medical documentation, all the sports guys would know that. You relax everything in your body, which has to do with the chemical processes in your brain. And then last of all, for anxiety, I don't do it every day, but I journal. And you can journal on your iPad, laptop, you can hand journal. I don't do it every day. It's me to the Lord, but I dump my emotions. Like today, I will journal tonight after I get off because I've got a lot of people mad at me today. Today's not been a good day for me. So I just got a text from somebody displeased with me. And you got to almost stand in line today and again, I say to leaders all the time, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you can't occasionally turn your back on the crowd, you'll never lead the orchestra.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to hurt anybody whatsoever, but I do have to recognize that everybody's feelings are probably on high alert.
Sure.
And so I'm just trying to not react because I want to look at some people and go, really? But I will dump all my feelings on my journal, which for me is on my laptop tonight before I go to bed, because I need Jesus to hear what I can't say to other people.
It's good. Those
Too
are awesome.
long of an answer. I'm sorry.
No, that was awesome. Like that's some great practical stuff mixed with some great spiritual stuff. That's amazing. So on that same note, I'll ask you a couple more questions, then we'll let you go because I know you got
great.
I'm great.
I'm great.
Yeah. So what are you reading right now? So what does your Bible reading plan look like right now? And what I know you're a big reader. I know you read a lot of books. So what are your go-to books at the moment? Is there anything that's directed towards this time, or is it just like, hey, I had this book going, I'm going to continue this?
No, I have this book. The one that I would suggest to people who like a little, it's not fluff reading, is one called, it's secular. It's not Christian. I just did a scan of it again and called The Obstacle. It's called The Obstacle is the Way.
Okay.
By Ryan, I believe it's Holiday or something like that. The Obstacle is the Way. Which in it, he's just talking about having a different, it's more than just fluff. He's talking about looking at the hard times in life, whether it's COVID or whether it's, your family's having a financial challenge, you're having a challenge, whatever it is, looking at those things in life and learning to say, honestly, the obstacle's away.
Yeah.
I will not, and I say this to people all the time, Case, but I really believe this. We're not going to come out on the other side of this the same way we walked in. None of us are. And so I'd better see the obstacle, which right now is COVID-19, as the way to making me, in some ways, a bigger person. If not, I'm going to be in trouble. So that's what I had done. I'd already read it, but I did a quick and it's Ryan Holiday. I'm almost sure is that. Then right now, what I'm starting to do again is I'm starting to read the New Testament over again in the Passion Bible. Michael just gave me the Passion Bible. I'm loving it because again, if you've studied anything about it, it is the freshness of the Message Bible, but more literal. the guy who translated it. Message, and I love Message. I use it every day. So nobody stop using Message because of this. The Passion Bible, though it's not an Old Testament except for Psalms, Proverbs, and Song of Solomon, but the Passion Bible is truer to the original Greek. And then if you move into the parts of the Old Testament, they'll eventually have it all out in Hebrew. So I'm just starting all over again. I'm taking my little pen. I'm acting like I've never read the Bible before. I was drawn. I was having too much fun with the book of Hebrews. So I jumped from Matthew to Hebrews because I want to envision Sam, my husband who's in heaven, standing with the saints in Hebrews 11 and looking over the balconies. And I envision those saints saying, because I really do think, case where this is what I would call a birth pain.
Yeah.
Preceding the return of the Lord. Nobody can date set. I'm not saying it's going to be this year. I'm not saying it's this decade. But this is a worldwide crisis. This is not a little deal.
Right.
And so, golly, I just think this is the Lord's reminding Jeannie that I've got to decide if I believe this stuff or not.
Yeah.
And is heaven and hell just something nice that I put in sermons and sing about, or is it for real? And is this whole jazz about Jesus returning, is that for real? Or again, is that just something nice, I say? I choose to believe it's for real. And have I ever had doubts? Absolutely. The philosopher said the man who's never truly doubted has never truly believed. We all have doubts, but I choose to feed my faith and doubt my doubts. I choose to believe according to the word of God all the way through. Prophecy so reinforces the truth of God's word in an unbelievably scientific way. I know Jesus is coming again. And so, again, for me, it's just focusing myself. That's why it's fun to read the New Testament and say to you in the Passion Bible, Hebrews 11, I think Sam with the hosts are saying, put me in, Jesus. Put me back in the game. This is the last quarter. Every good athlete, if you're good at what you do, you want to be in that last quarter, especially if you're coming into the big play, you want to be in. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm looking down at the books that are around me right now. I'm loving one that Judy turned me on to. It's called Atomic Habits, secular by a guy named James Clear. I really love it. Atomic Habits. But again, it's and then I picked up Harvard Business Review's 10 best reads on leadership. Harvard, and it comes, you find it lots of times. You can find it at Barnes & Noble. It's a paperback thing. Harvard Business Review's HBR's 10 best reads on leadership, which, gosh, it's a cool digest to do, so it pulls from good to great, several different places, and it puts the best part of it together.
And of course, you've got your 10-8 principle that you
yes, I have
mention every time.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, great book. So, we're learning some things about the church right now. We're learning some things about ourselves personally, right? And me personally, I mean, I've got some things that I'm going to carry out of this thing. Like you said, it's a growth moment for us. It can be that moment that we go, okay, hey, that we're going to come out of this different and stronger if we do it right. And so there's some things I'm carrying out of this that I'm going to do different. What are those things for you? Is there something that you're going, hey, I wasn't doing this before. Maybe I've grown in this area and I want this to continue after COVID-19 is over, which, everybody's in the depths of it right now going, well, we don't even know when it's going to be over, but it will be over. And so what are you carrying out as we go forward?
I think, and this sounds like the church answer, but this is my real answer. I think I want to be more of a Maranatha person. Maranatha, obviously the Greek greeting, New Testament saints, which translates all different ways, but loosely it translates rejoice. He cometh. Jesus comes.
Yeah.
I have absolutely believed in the Lord's return. So that's never been up for grabs. But I think, quite honestly, because I never hear anybody preach about it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not trying to be weird. I think my early decades in ministry, people preached wrongly about it. They almost used it as a scare tactic to get people, there were old movies that came out like Thief in the Night and all this. So these old scary movies where everybody gets saved at the end or resaved for the 18th time. But I think I've allowed the pendulum in my own heart to go a little too far over here to say, and again, it's not like I'm wanting everybody to walk around saying, gosh, on some tightrope, because that obviously would be the worst of it. I don't want a tightrope, but I think Jeannie needs to remind herself to live, excuse me, with a little bit. I've got this allergy. It's not COVID, I promise.
No, I've known you a long time, and you've had that. We get it
from the beginning. I know. Isn't that ridiculous?
It was way before COVID-19.
I'm still nursing my medicine ball from Starbucks this morning. I'm still loving that stupid thing. But mentally, I'm just coming out of this saying, Jeannie, keep the Maranatha, keep the perhaps today sentiment a little closer to the front door of your mind and heart. And that's what I'm trying to say to me.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think we all can walk out of this with that, feeling like, we don't know the day. And so we've got to do our best to get more people to heaven than, we ever did before. And so, man, that's good, Mom. That's not a churchy answer. That's unfortunately that's the real answer.
You're so good.
We got to use this. And, God takes what the enemy meant for evil and he makes it good. And so let's be part of that.
Absolutely.
So, I got one final question for you, and then we can just hang out as long as you want.
I'm great. I'm great.
All right. What's your go-to worship right now? Like, what is your song that you're saying this is it right now? Gosh. Is there one for you, or is there an album?
Mine. You know what? Golly George, I'm going to date myself. Only because,
That's totally fine.
I'm dating myself simply because it anchors me back to my wonderful husband's homegoing celebration. Well, by the way, the one that carried Job, and who was she in partnership? They've released it, but it was a single. Who was Carrie with? Somebody help me. No, come on, you guys. Somebody. It's one of the big dogs. I think it was from Elevation Worship. I think
a couple years ago.
No, it just came out. It's not a whole new album. It was a song.
Jared's here with me. He's saying it's from Elevation. So Elevation.
Yeah, and it just came out. It's a single, right? Am I right on that?
Nick said The Blessing.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Way to go. Yeah. Wow. Yes, hi, Bo. Yes, that's exactly it. Gosh, I love that song.
What up, man?
Yeah, it's so good. You guys are too awesome. I love The Blessing. So that's my go-to. But the fallback that I started to say before I went to The Blessing, I still, for all of the years that Sam post-stroke, when he was losing his memory, didn't remember me, didn't know the boys, the song had come out, Do It Again, which it starts with the verses, I thought by now the walls would fall.
Yeah.
And gosh, I thought that. I really believed he was going to be healed this side of eternity. But gosh, I serve a God whose character is so trustworthy. Do I always like the way things shake down? No. But God has 4 answers to prayer. Yes, no, wait a while, or I will if you will. And they're all equal answers to prayer. And so I didn't like the answer I got when Sam was promoted and healed in heaven, and I know he is healed. That's not me being religious, but that song, again, come on, Lord, do it again. Yeah. It still speaks to my gut. So the blessing is the one that if you say current one, I'm there. It's the blessing, the new one that Elevation and Carrie Job came together to compile, but I still do the fallback too.
Yeah, both excellent songs, both really timely for right now.
You're very nice. You can't say anything else. What are you going to look at me and say the song they sang at your husband's funeral stinks? You can't say that.
No. And I remember talking to you in Lubbock at Parker's deal that he put on their West Texas deal when he was still over there. And that song was speaking to you then. I mean, I remember us talking about that song and that being a big deal for you. So, and I mean, it's a big deal in general. That's a great go-to. I mean, you're not going wrong with any of those. Those are so nice. Theologically sound. Those are great.
You're so good. Kayla's on. Kayla, I just saw your name. I'm trying not to call anybody's name, but Kayla's on, and I love her so much, and we haven't talked for a while. So I'm sending hearts back, Kayla.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of good people in here right now saying hi to you and loving on you. They're not in here to see me, Mom. They're here for you. So we're excited.
You're ridiculous. Ridiculous. You're ridiculous. You guys are wonderful. You humbled me that you'd even show up.
Oh, kidding me?
Show up.
This is the stuff, Mom. This is part of that I want to continue out. I want to have more connection with the people that I love and, be able to talk to them and, FaceTime you and all of that good stuff. And
my gosh, I got to say this, Case.
Yeah.
Dara, who did the cadre last year in Ireland. Look, I'm seeing all your names. I see it all. Dara's watching us from Ireland. Gosh, Dara, I miss you. See, your cadre would have been probably postponed, buddy. I'm still doing it. With this COVID. Dara, talk back on this thing. Have you guys had this COVID-19 thing in Ireland?
Like
I haven't
Ireland
even heard.
Right now?
Huh?
I wonder what it's like in Ireland right now.
That's what she'll tell us. And you guys, the minute I start saying more names, because there are several on here that I super want to say, but I'm not letting myself. Please know I'm humbled that you would even take a couple minutes in your day to get on. And again, yeah, I just really am.
So sounds like they're in lockdown as well.
Yeah, is that what she's saying? Oh, I see it now.
Lockdown there.
Oh, yeah, we're in lockdown. Wow. Aren't we having fun? Okay, I don't want to get off. Hey, she says all the pubs were closed for St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. Folks, that's a big deal.
Wow.
I'd forgotten that. I heard it on the news and I forgot it. All the pubs were closed for St. Patrick's Day in Ireland.
No green beer this year.
Huh?
No green beer this year.
No. Gosh, I'm sorry. All right, I'm looking at so many names I want to respond on, but I'm not letting myself. Now, Kelly, you're being nice. Casey, because I know you only told me a half hour.
No, we told you
Talk about one more. Give me another one question, and then I'll get off before everybody wants me off, because my goal is to be off. Oh, you guys, I love you so stinking much. I can't. A bunch of my cadre friends have jumped on too. Go. Ask me one more.
Right,
that would be interesting.
So what? Okay, so your heartbeat is youth leaders and young adults leaders, and youth pastors and young adults pastors, and just all of that. It's so evident with your cadre and with all of that you do. I mean, tirelessly for us. What is your word to them? What is your word to us? Like, is it, hey, hang on, we're going to make it through this? What is that? What do you want to tell them? Seeing as, we have a lot of them on here right now. What is it that you want to tell those guys, your cadre people, your youth pastor friends, family, all that?
If you've lived up close to me in the last 5 or 6 years, you've heard me say repeatedly, and if you have not read the book, many of you probably have already, you've got to get it. A book came out again by a secular writer. I read Christian stuff all the time, but I also read leadership. And I think it's great to read fiction. I just am a slow reader. So by the time I read my Bible and some growth things, but it's great to read. I don't want anybody to feel weird. This book is nonfiction. It's called Grit, Grit, by Jessica Duckworth. Jessica Duckworth. Grit, secular. You can order it anywhere. The premise in the book, from all of her massive research, and she did thousands of hours from a secular viewpoint, is what separates in the final line good from great is not talent, intellect, certainly not money, marital status, even relationship status. What separates good from great is grit, just stamina, staying in the game. Those of you that have been a part of my life, Jeanne Mayo's language is just keep swinging, just keep swinging, be a contender, just keep swinging. And I think that's what, if I could reach into certainly the cadre's life now, there have been 15 years of cadres, so there's a lot of them, or just any leader's life, I would say outlast your fainting fits. That's Charles Spurgeon. Outlast what he called the minute. I guess I'm saying to us, have grit, even through the interruptions, which are significant right now. And we're going to get on the other side of it. We're going to be in the history books. We're all going to tell each other how old we were when we lived through COVID-19.
Yep.
We're going to say, Kasey, you're going to say my girls were this old and I was in youth ministry and working with them. What we all have to know is we will not come out of this the same. And here's the deal. My challenge to myself, the last generation was asked to give their lives on the battlefield to save civilization. This generation is being asked merely to sit on a couch and stay inside to save civilization. And you compare the two, and I probably don't have any room to whine, So, gosh, I'm just saying, stay in the game, folks. Stay in the game.
That's so good, Mom. That's so good. That's what everybody needs to hear.
You couldn't say anything else. What would you say, Mom? That's kind of, you're off today.
That's horrible, Mom. Really can't believe you'd say that.
Well, I know, but you're so nice. You're my son.
No, it's the truth. I mean,
you're people so need to nice.
Hear that. People need to hear stay in the game and don't get out of it now. And there's another side to this. There's another end to it. We'll come out on the other side. We'll be better off. It's that's it.
And Jesus, again, I'm not date setting, but if this is not a birth pain to the Lord's return, and that's the term the New Testament uses. If this is not a birth pain saying, hey, the Lord's coming back, and again, I'm not date setting, then this is worldwide. This has just not happened before. So big deal. Oh, Mike Miller, I love you. I have to say that. Yeah. I love you. Love you.
We're so excited that you would hang out with us. Jared is sitting here with me. He wants to say hi to you.
Jared, get over here.
I'm not going to turn it because I have this really ghetto gonna turn it because I have this really ghetto. Pick it up.
Oh, I love you.
I love
you. I love you. The goatee looks fuller. I love
thank you. I've been working on it.
We're growing our
You look
beards up
handsome.
until we can meet together
Thank
physically
you.
again.
You look handsome.
Thank
You look handsome.
You look beautiful as always. We love having you around.
What an honor.
And
that
the
you
joy
let
it is
me-
to have you here is amazing.
You're too nice, Jared. Thank you. I love you deeply. Are you keeping Kasey saved?
I try to.
Him
It's
and
hard
Chocolate Bear.
sometimes. It's hard.
It is tough. It is. But he tries to keep me saved. So it's really, there's a lot in the balances. Chocolate Bear, I so am trying not to say your name. I'm trying not to say your name. Chocolate Bear, I love you. Hey, have you seen Chocolate Bear's new baby? So cute.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, yes.
Everybody, I'm just seeing pictures, obviously. I'm not privileged to see in person. Oh, gosh. Chocolate Bear, are you guys home? They were in the hospital. Oh, Kayla, me too.
They are home, Mom. I heard from them yesterday. They're
Okay.
doing well,
That's
adjusting
good
to the new
because
normal.
it was a cesarean this time. Got it. Kayla, I love you. And I'm stopping. I'm not going to say one more word to anybody personally. So Todd Cruz, don't get on here. Don't get on here. Stop it. I absolutely, that is, you are so kind and that is ridiculous. Oh, look at everybody. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm stopping. Yes, I remember Tacoma. Okay. Never mind. I remember and I love James. All right. So golly, you guys. All right. Kasey, make me shut up because I'm getting way too excited over seeing everybody's names. I love you.
We love you.
We'll talk again. I am so Des, I love you. All right, stop it, Jeannie. Thanks for letting me hang out with your youth ministry for real. Thanks. And listen, I should. Oh, look, are you reading Todd? Who do you love more, Mike Miller or me? You're both brats. All right.
This will be recorded, so I mean, say it now, and it's.
I'm not. Answer publicly, please. The one of you who needs me the most at that moment is who I love most. Okay. Touche. I win on that one. All right. I love you both. I love it. Forget both. You. I love all of you. Kasey, thank you for letting me hang out with your people. Jared, I love you guys. Thank you. All right. Mwah, mwah,
we'll talk to you soon.
So much. Mike needs more. Listen, what kind of friends have we chosen, you guys? What kind of friends have we chosen?